What's up, guys? Welcome back to Horsepower Depot. We actually were just filming this outside and ran out of daylight, so backed them in here, and we're gonna start over again. Today we're gonna go over last weekend and the event we had up in Martin, Michigan. It was a fast racing event. If you don't know what that is, you can visit fastdrags.com, but basically it's a drag racing series where the vehicle has to look 100% original like it did from the factory, but you're allowed internal engine modifications, suspension modifications, pretty much anything but nitrous and going over the 560 cubic inch rule. As long as it looks like it did when it rolled off the showroom floor. So it's got to have, you know, the heads that that car had, the exhaust manifolds that that car had. Like these two cars had the same cylinder head, but they had different exhaust manifolds, so they each got to have the certain type of exhaust that they came with. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much a quick rundown. It's a pretty cool event. I mean, you guys should definitely check out fastdrags.com. We'll give you guys a rundown on how last week went and tell you about each car.
God, I wish I was editing that because that'd be the first thing.
All right, guys, first car we're going to talk about is the 69 ZL1 that you have actually seen us, what did it, one video on this thing a while back?
Yeah.
Put it on the dyno. We actually found out how restrictive our mufflers were and why we were going as slow as we were going. And that's a video a few months back. You have to check that out. But quick summary about this car: 69 ZL1 clone. It was originally like a 307 Power Glide, I believe. Car came out of California, 100% rust-free, all original sheet metal car. Currently in it, it's a 540 cubic inch, all aluminum, big block Chevy. We are running a Turbo 400 built by a local guy here. It's got a different first gear ratio on it than factory. Second and high gear are still the original ratios. PTC did the converter for it, which I think we actually put the converter in our last video. But PTC did the converter. It's got a 12-bolt rear end with a set of 410 gears in it. I mean, other than that, it's a pretty basic car. It looks like you would see a 69 ZL1 back in 1969. The interior, all original, column shifted. I mean, the only thing that sticks out is the seat belts and the tack, pretty much. There's a switch laying in the middle of the floor for the vacuum pump, but I mean, other than that, it's pretty sleeperish. We redid the roll cage this winter. Direct Performance Solutions did a chrome alley cage for us. We gave it a nice lean back to kind of keep it hidden from the outside. So, I was doing that so you could actually show them the car. It's got a nice lean back to it, so I mean, you can really, it follows the window. And really can't tell that it's there if you're really not looking for it, but. One of the secrets to getting these things to go down the racetrack, everybody thinks this is a cheater slick made to look like a Firestone wide oval, but Ryan will get close to it and show you. It's just a bald tire that you can buy from Coker Tires, from Jegs, from Summit, wherever you buy your tires. Yeah, get them a flashlight on that.
You can still see the original tread a little bit.
We have them shaved down by a local company. They shave down like circle track tires. That's pretty popular. But they shave these things down until they're at the wear bars. Then we go out and run them at like 10 PSI, 5 PSI, drive them around the pits, get some heat into them, and then do a couple big smoky burnouts to them to kind of break them in and get them to, this one's still, that one's still not even broke in yet, and that tire just set the record. We actually can wrinkle the sidewalls on these things when we're launching and get them to bite pretty good. On to the Corvette. This is a 69 L88 Corvette. This car my dad actually built this winter. He actually had an orange 69 L88, and he wanted to redo it. There's like 3 orange Corvettes in the class and 1 red one, so they all look alike. And he'd been wanting to redo it, and so we stripped that car and realized that the front end was put on and it was nasty. The front tires were always rubbing, and we finally figured out why the front tires were rubbing, because the front end was put on wrong. And then every time we tried to shoot, primer, a base coat on it just to do some body work, it kept fish-eyeing and it was nasty, and just there was something in the body that you couldn't get out. So frame is actually the same as his orange car. The body is totally different. He went ahead and redid the interior. The red interior in it. I mean, to me, there's nothing better than a black car with a red interior. As you can see, there's still sand in it from when they sandblasted the body. But he says every time he goes down the track, sand's flying at him. He actually told us not to put that in the video, so of course we got to put it in the video.
It'd be so... Wow, look at all that.
Yeah. At least it was not going on the racetrack.
Yep.
So the engine in this car is pretty much just like the engine in the orange Camaro. Same guy built both of them. Tony Bischoff at BES Racing Engines. This engine, the only difference is it's cast iron. So, it's got the same head, same intake, everything else. And the exhaust manifolds are different, like we said earlier in the video, but they're pretty much real close to the same. This is also a Turbo 400. We've got the same first gear ratio in both transmissions. Helps us launch better on the tires, and then them being the same ratio makes it nice because we only have to carry 1 spare transmission instead of carrying 2, because we never go to the racetrack without having to work on something, so having spares is nice. But rear gear is 410 on this, I believe. Is that 456 or 410? I don't remember. I think it's 410. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty close to the same cars. This car is a little lighter than that one, a little more aerodynamic. All the Mopar fanboys absolutely hate this car. Say GM guys can't go fast with a steel car, blah, blah, blah. So now we put a steel car together and listen to them complain about the aluminum engines. All right, guys, so on to last weekend. Both brand new cars. I actually showed up a day late. Ryan and my dad left on Tuesday night. I didn't show up till, no, you guys left Tuesday morning.
It was like Tuesday, like 2 o'clock.
Yeah. I didn't show up till Wednesday at like 11, trying to get other cars ready. We ended up taking these 2 cars, the blue ZL1 Camaro you've seen us work on, my mom's Corvette is over there, a 59 Cadillac, I don't remember. We had
A lot of stuff.
Way too many cars, so I'm gonna admit it, I totally spaced out and forgot about putting a camera in the car and starting filming. Getting down the track and getting some track time is very important, especially in 2 new cars. So, I mean, they came, I got ready to race. I didn't even think about filming until it was too late. And I said to Ryan, hey, we should have grabbed the cameras, and then we'd have had to start our video in the middle of the day. And
Yep, and then your mom's car broke.
yep, broke her in that Corvette. So we spent 2 days having parts brought from the shop, run to the parts store, end up being the correct rear end with the wrong axle stubs in it. After buying new U-joints, different U-bolts, different U-joints for the drive shaft, U-bolts for the drive shaft, making our own parts at the racetrack, it ended up not making any passes because it wasn't put together right. So after doing all that, this thing needed maintenance done after every pass. For some reason, I've got an aftermarket shifter linkage in it for the column shifter, because I've got it cut out on shifter detents so that I can just bang second gear and then pull third. The low car shifter linkage, and it's not long enough. I cut it too short, so after every pass I'd really have to shove the shifter up to get it in park so I could shut the key all the way off, and that kept loosening up the transmission. So there was times I'd make a pass, like my best 60-foot pass of the weekend in this car was a 155 or 156 60-foot, and my shifter linkage was all loose, so I freaking went from first to third and messed up the entire run. So after every pass, we made sure we jacked the car up, tightened the shifter. I was making shock adjustments, and we definitely were not YouTubers this weekend because we didn't come prepared. But this car, first pass out, went a 966. Yeah, so this car, first pass out, I got lined up to Dave ToK, which is pretty much the Mopar top dog of the series, and I've watched that guy and my dad actually in this car race ever since I was a little kid. So it was just test and tune, but that race actually meant a lot to me. So and I got a video of it. I'll show you. I mean, Dave got out on me, and the old GM horsepower ended up driving around Mopar power. I don't know how it happened, because nothing beats a Mopar, but it happened. And I could have loaded up and went home right after that race, because that was, I mean, to beat somebody like Dave that I've grown up watching race was pretty cool to me. So. That was the best pass in this car. Like I said, I had shifter linkage problems. That pass, I think I had a 159 60-foot. I kept making shock adjustments. The car would improve, and I would launch too hard and spin the tires. So I'd make another adjustment and try to launch that hard to make it hook up, and I just kept trying to push it too hard. There was 4 cars in the fast class that were in the 9-second zone. This, that, a red 68 Corvette. His name was Larry Kirkham, which we actually helped Larry work on his car a few weeks ago on the dyno. He thrashed on that thing and got it running pretty good. And then Dave ToK and the Hemi Cuda. So I was actually 4th, so I was the slowest of the fast guys, and I don't like being last. So I was really pushing this thing to go quicker, and I had to pick it up in the 60-foot is where I needed to pick it up, and I was pushing it too hard. Kept going out and spinning tires, making shock adjustments, launching the same way to try to get it to hook up. First round came up, the next day, and we had a few qualifying passes in the morning, but first round was in the afternoon. I actually paired up against the black Corvette, and I was a sitting duck, so figured I might as well launch it hard, and if it hooks, it hooks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And of course, it didn't hook. So these things are just hard to, you can't give them too much throttle because they'll spin the tires. And we haven't got these things yet to where we can just launch them hard right off the go and let a little special wizard take care of everything. But they're getting there, and once they get there, they're going to be even faster. But that's going to take some track time and some tuning to make that happen. All right, so on to the Corvette. Before I start talking about this, I'll tell you, in 2000 and something, 18 I'm gonna guess, 17 I'm gonna guess, I don't know. I'm not good with numbers. But my dad's orange L88 Corvette went a 977, 139 mile an hour. That was the record, which beat a 984, which was the record for almost 10 years. Last year in the fall at MIR, the Hemi Cuda went over there and went like a 9776, and the orange car went a 9775. So it still held the record. So right then and there, that's when my dad got serious about building a new car. So fast forward, I'm just gonna tell you the record. This car, after 2 days of working on it, 3 days of working on it, we did a track run earlier, changing tune-ups in the computer, we run aftermarket ECUs in these things, learning different ways of launching, trying to break in rear tires. In the elimination rounds, this car set the record at a 945 at 145 mile an hour. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this thing ain't done yet. The way we had the tune-up, I mean, we could start rolling in power a lot sooner. It went 148, 60 foot, I believe, which is his best ever. Would be the class record, but Larry Kirkham, the Corvette we worked on, that car went a 145, 60 foot, which, I mean, if we're keeping tabs on who goes quicker in records and stuff, that car set the 60 foot record. But yeah, 945 out of this thing, 145 mile an hour, on tires that still showed the tread marks on them. I mean, this thing is scooting. So I'm gonna I threw in a bunch of videos randomly on each car. I'm gonna throw in the rest of the videos right here. Ryan takes a video of every car when it goes down the racetrack, not just to have the video, but to watch suspension and make suspension adjustments. But yeah, we've got videos on the starting line of every car, every pass we made. I'm gonna throw those in here and then pick up when those are over.
Now they're over.
All right, guys, so those are the videos we had. I did talk to a few people. They gave me a few other videos they had. That's the other ones that you see that weren't on the starting line. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all the footage we took. We got a race coming up here in about a month. We've got some work to do to both cars. And then I'm not gonna let Ryan set that camera down until that race, because we're definitely getting some footage of it. It's probably not gonna be as cool as setting a record by 3/10, but something might happen, I don't know. We're definitely gonna take the camera with us when we take both of these cars out to the East Coast, where everybody picks up like 2 to 3/10, and shall we say maybe an 8-second pass? Is that? I don't want to jinx it, but
Let's wait until we get through the next one to see how that goes.
yeah,
I don't want to hurt too many feelings too soon.
Yeah, we don't do
Or ruffle too many feathers first.
that. Yeah, we don't want to ruffle any feathers. That's for sure. Yeah, we do. We like ruffling feathers. That's one of my most favorite things to do. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment. We'll see you guys on the next one.